I don't know if you've been on the internet in the last 24 hours or so, but Green Day are making headlines across all mainstream news outlets right now, and it's for the silliest reason ever, okay? Today, I gotta talk about the Green Day situation. My name is Dan Frampton. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and choosing to kick back with me here for a little bit as we discuss the Green Day New Year's Eve, not a part of the MAGA agenda situation. Before we get going, has a bet you like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, let's do it. What the hell am I even talking about? So first, a little bit of context, I suppose. Every year, there's this thing on television called New Year's Rockin' Eve. It's on like ABC, the channel in the United States of America. It used to be hosted by Dick Clark, so I think it's still called Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve or whatever. And they do a whole thing in New York where the ball drops, all right? This is the show where that happens. That extremely iconic New Year's thing that happens every year with the ball dropping in New York. That is New Year's Rockin' Eve. And this year, Green Day was set to perform that show. And that's pretty cool, bringing a little punk rock attitude to New Year's Rockin' Eve, okay? They got a record coming out very soon called Saviors. This is going to be a great opportunity to publicize a little bit. Go out there and just rock some songs. Apparently they went out and played 5 songs across 3 different sets. That's pretty cool, that's pretty whatever. And one of those songs was American Idiot. And I think that that is a great song selection to play during like a huge mainstream American thing. Now I've said before, I'm not a fan of American Idiot era Green Day. It's a little bit before that I'm a big fan of. But American Idiot Green Day I think is a little silly. But the fact that they're bringing this onto this platform, I think is actually kind of cool. But none of that is actually what they're making headlines for. Because of course, a whole bunch of other artists played New Year's Rockin' Eve, alright? The new year happened, the ball dropped, all sorts of things went down, people went to bed, and then when everybody woke up, the thing on everybody's mind is this clip right here. I'm not a part of a MAGA agenda. I'm not a part of a MAGA agenda, okay? Now normally that lyric is, I'm not a part of a redneck agenda. Now I'm not much of an American, okay? I don't care so much about the whole political system. I don't give a crap about any of that, okay? But Donald Trump is famously very dangerous for the world and has a whole lot of really dangerous fans. Fanatics, okay? So to take this platform and say that he's not part of a MAGA agenda actually does take a little bit of courage and kind of proves that he is standing on the merits of the sword that he's been wielding all these years. But that's only the tip of the iceberg. That's just the surface. If you look just a little bit deeper, you're like, well, maybe it's not that cool. Maybe it is just a whole like publicity stunt. So much so that all the mainstream news publications ran with this as a story. Yes, this is a story. So the fact that this is a story is my story because it is wild that this story is a story, okay? So let's first go on over to Forbes. Yeah, that's right. Even Forbes is writing about this. Normally they talk about finances and billionaires and that kind of thing. But no, not today. Today they're talking about the breaking news of Green Day changing the American Idiot lyrics to slap MAGA and Trump in televised New Year's Eve show. And to see Forbes come out with this headline just takes all the punk energy and all that edge away from it, okay? You know that it's just going to be painted with the woke paintbrush, right? This is just low-hanging fruit to compete in the culture wars. This is nothing. This is just inflammatory stuff to get people yap. And you go, oh, hell, even the Guardian's on about this thing. And look at the picture that they chose. Oh my God, so punk rock, talking about Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve, William Joseph Armstrong, MAGA agenda here on the Guardian. What has punk rock even become? Oh, USA Today's on about it. But what about the infamously right-wing outlet Fox News? Yep, they're even out here talking about this thing as well, and they have a little bit of a slant on it, of course they do. Green Day's MAGA message sparks fury from Donald Trump supporters, says Newsweek. So now I'm starting to scratch my head. Now I'm thinking, okay, we got mainstream news articles doing this with their headlines. This is starting to seem like a bit of a stretch. So I go through Twitter and I don't see all that much. I think that people saw Green Day say that, saw a whole bunch of leftists in New York kind of cheer for it, and then in their mind thought, oh my god, right-wing people must not like this very much. And then they just went to the internet without any research and started making all of these articles. Of course, if you do any digging, you're gonna find critique against it. You know what I mean? Of course you are. That would exist with literally anything. But you go Deadline, Vulture, BuzzFeed. And you know if there was a whole lot of actual outrage about this, BuzzFeed would have it all chronicled over here, and they only have 3 tweets listed here. Green Day is so irrelevant. Green Day is a woke joke. Fake corporate punk. You know, those are just the most boilerplate insults that would be thrown at Green Day no matter what they said on the stage. You know what I mean? Even if they said the MAGA line or not. So all of these articles out here just going for clicks because Green Day is making them do that. They took the bait and here they are, just like a bunch of dummies. We got local publications, we got international publications, but the one thing I want to mention, all of those were mainstream news publications. If you look at music news publications, nobody cares about this. Nobody is making a stink about this MAGA line whatsoever. Brooklyn Vegan, they don't give a crap, not even one little bit. Kerrang, they couldn't be bothered. All right, Revolver, not a chance. Not even on their radar, not worth a mention. Rolling Stone, mainstream music news, no, they couldn't give a shit less, bro. Of course, Pitchfork is not going to say anything, but they're not even out here. Exclaim's not outside right now, and neither is Stereogum. Absolutely nobody that covers music cares about this MAGA line whatsoever. Nobody on Twitter actually cares about this MAGA line. I don't see any outrage. I just see a bunch of people sharing this one little clip or whatever, and then some people being a little bit annoyed, but it's not like there's a huge hate raid happening or whatever. At least not a newsworthy hate raid. Just the common stuff, the normal criticisms that would have happened regardless. So the mainstream media is totally full of it. They took this bait from Green Day, hook, line, and sinker. Very pathetic. But I gotta say, with an album coming out, this was well executed. But I think next time, William Joseph Armstrong, you gotta get people in the music community to care about this sort of stuff. Not just the mainstream news. Nobody cares about the mainstream news. Everybody knows that the mainstream news is full of crap. So I just want to say a huge thank you for everybody that's been with me for the last year, 2023. As we move forward into 2024, I want nothing but bigger and better stuff. I have a lot of plans. I have a lot of fun stuff on the burners, and we're just gonna be cooking. I'm gonna have a second channel talking about wrestling, a third channel where I just play video games. It's gonna be a good time, and it's all possible because of you. Thank you so very, very much. So before you bounce on out of here, please like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, see you later.